Congratulations to Lee Pitts Live, recipient of the NAACP Image Award.
Welcome back, Southwest Florida. You know me. If you know me, you know I love African art. If you come to my house, you'll see African art hanging on the walls. You'll see me wearing African jewelry from time to time. I love African art, not only because I am an African, but also because it's some of the most prestigious and beautiful art in all of the world. And we're here, we're delighted to have here the owner of Unitique African Art, Yvonne. Welcome to the show, Yvonne.
Thank you.
Let's bump you in.
Thank you.
Yvonne, first of all, you're unique in the sense you're an actual African in America selling African art. How did you come about getting into the industry of selling African art? How did that happen?
Well, I spent a good amount of time in corporate Europe first and then corporate America. And at the end of that period, I realized that I wanted to just give back. So I was looking for ways to give back to my community, give back to my life. You know, I've been blessed with a pretty good life. So I decided to go on a project to, you know, encourage some artists back in Africa.
Okay.
And that's where Unitique started.
Now, what part of Africa are you from?
I was actually born in Sierra Leone. So I have a father who still lives out there, and I've got a few family that still lives out there. Spent most of my time in Europe, and now I live in the States. So I decided to go back to Sierra Leone to help these talented, as you can see, very talented but deserving artists.
That's excellent. Now, your company Unitique is actually handcraft art.
Yeah.
What does that mean to the consumer when he says handcrafted?
It means that it's hand carved from scratch, right from a chunk of wood. These artists are so clever. They start off with a vision in their mind. Normally it's, you know, to do with their life surroundings. So they would decide, for example, they'll decide on doing a fish today, making a fish. So they will get a chunk of wood and begin from scratch, scraping, you know, catching, cutting and chipping until we end up with these beautiful pieces.
Okay, we're taking a look at some of your pieces now, Rick. And as we're taking a look at some of these pieces, what are some unique things that people should look at when they're looking at art and that is common with this hand-carved art? What makes it unique?
Well, it's unique because a lot of the pieces are, like I said, to do with life scenes or to do with philosophical images. And to think that at least most of these artists, I've got about half a dozen artists working for me. I commission them to make the pieces, and I just let them go and, you know, use their own imagination and do exactly what they want to do. Bearing in mind, most of these guys are illiterate. They can't read or write.
Really?
They really come up with good stuff. And, you know, the talent there is just, and that's what makes it so different.
Let's see if we can get some more close shots of that, Rick. If you can run that B-roll, that wide shot is not close enough. Let's take a look at this black piece right here. It looks like somebody's hanging on a tree.
It looks like somebody's hanging on a tree. It's actually climbing up a palm tree. It's a typical African scene where you have the villager would literally climb up the palm tree with this contraption, with a rope contraption that they use to heave themselves up to go and tap the wine, palm wine. So they will tap the palm wine into a gourd and then bring it down, and then at the evening, everybody will sit around having a drink of palm wine.
Now, what can people expect to pay for a nice hand-carved piece of art? I know your prices range. They range from what?
Yeah, they range anything from about $40 to about $300. So it's nice range, nice variety. You know, if once these go, then I probably will bring a whole heap more that will probably be even cheaper. You know,
that's an excellent shot there, Rick.
Less expensive.
This is what I like. Yeah, we're looking at some great shots now. value of the art? How does it stack up in terms of maintaining its value or appreciating its value?
You know, I think like with art in general, it's with the individual. You know, you see your piece of art, you like your piece of art, you purchase your piece of art, you look after it, and you know, in that way, it's just huge value to itself. Commercial value or monetary value, it's again, it's very, very independent. It's individual. There is no, you know, there's no statistics.
Now, Rick, we should have a phone number and a website. Let's see if we can get that on the screen from time to time. When people go to your website, they can actually do all of their purchasing right there, and use their credit cards. What can they expect to see when they go to your website? Additional art as well?
Mainly, the art at the moment is focused, the stock at the moment is focused on hand-carved wooden sculptures and some jewelry. But as time goes on, we intend to improve on that and increase that and you know, make it a bigger variety.
And you're right here in Naples?
And I'm right here in Naples. Yes.
What has been the response so far when people see this wonderful art? How do they respond to it?
Everybody loves it. Everybody absolutely loves it. But there's a gap between loving and buying. So at the moment, that's the gap I'm trying to fill. People in Naples love art, and you know they can afford different types of art. But this is so different. It really is very, very different, and that's what I'm finding.
How about the staying on the pushing the art? How about the as a gift? Talk about that in the holiday season. How this would make a unique gift.
Well, this would be really great because, like I said, generally speaking, the people just love it. They, you know, as soon as they see it, they love it. Sometimes the price is you know, exclude certain people from buying it, but we're working on that. But
well, you don't have to lower your prices. The right people purchase stuff. Don't.
Well, that's true.
Stuff.
Well, that's
Stay
true.
in the positive tip. Go ahead.
But you know, that's a great idea. Come in holiday season, people will pick up these pieces for, you know, family, friends, or old friends, or people who they know like African art. So in a way, that's hopeful that that's going to spread the news, spread the word around, because part of the project is also spreading the word around, so that in the end, these artists benefit from it.
Okay, I know I'm going to buy me a piece. I'm looking at the piece I want right now.
That's
See,
wonderful.
you just sold me a piece.
That's
now
awesome.
that's the one I'm going to get right there. By the way, Rick, I'm going to get that one right there. Okay, it looks like is that a drum?
It's a lady doing chores, you know, like home chores.
Okay.
So that
I know exactly where I'm going to put it too. Final question: maintenance. How do you? Is there a certain thing you want to do when you get it? A certain oil you want to put on it? How do you make it shine like that?
Just ordinary linseed oil from time to time, or you know, just any natural oils from time to time. But they do maintain their looks. They need minimum maintenance.
Okay, so I know you're not going to let me get away without. I've already committed, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you got that one right.
See, I'm pushing it. I'm selling it.
Thank
you.
Okay,
well, we appreciate you coming out in the holiday season.
Thank you very much.
And we encourage people to go to your website, give you a call, and get that African art.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Yvonne and all the fine people who are associated with Unitique. We'll be right back and talk to a young scholar right here on Lee Pitts Live.